black. We've got that going through, and this is going to go all the way down. As you can see, behind her hat right here, that's black. Well, it's blackish green, so I'm mixing black with a little bit of green, and I'm going to go, and I'm just going to kind of outline what I drew on her. It looks like I kind of got my drawing messed up a little bit. That's okay. And I'll fill in all of that, too. Okay, leaving a little bit of space for those, you need it to look like there's depth in your painting. So you want to leave a little bit of stuff. The turpentine is not very good to keep in the house. And also, you don't want to dump it because it's against the law. So you got to, my husband works for Sherwin-Williams. It's excellent paint. But they have a lot of laws there where they got to be careful where they're dumping. So he always tells me to make sure I'm careful with it. So I usually dispose of it when they come around and they collect the waste. Okay, so I'm painting in between these little things here just because it's black, and I'll fix them up later. Just leave enough space so that I can go back and put my little, okay, and then underneath this little fence, it's still black. I don't know if you can see the picture here. So we've got more. There's a little space for some books or whatever's there. I can't even tell what it is. That's why I love Impressionism is, you don't have to be perfect, and the paintings are just gorgeous. Renoir, Monet, beautiful paints, beautiful paintings. And, of course, Monet's paintings are gigantic. They're as big as, like, the whole screen, so it probably took him a long time to do. But he was disabled in his later years, so he actually was in a wheelchair, and he'd hire students to get on these big ladders, and he'd tell them what to paint. So if you want to call it his paintings, sometimes they weren't even his paintings because he was just too, disabled to do it. Now, what I'm going to do here, this is kind of funny here, but I got it right there. Now here, you can see under his hand, we've got more black. And I'm just, while you have the black out, why mix your paint and then go into these other colors? You're just going to have to go back here anyway. So since I have this one color I'm already working with, I'm going to find everywhere in the painting that I need it because I don't want to use it again. And I might have to, but I don't want to deal with it. I want to just use the color while it's here. And, oops, if I make a mistake, it's not that bad. But it looks like this whole corner right here is pretty much black. So, all you BU professors, I bet you use black every now and then too. Okay, so I'm going to leave a little bit of space for the rest of the stuff that I need. And it's better to be messy because if you're going to work like this, there's a lot of painters. They're realist painters, surrealist painters. They work like this, and I just would fall asleep. I can't do that. I like to just go, 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 and hopefully we got something good in the end. Over here, I'm going to just move my painting over here so that I've got pretty much most of what I need down. Now, I see on her skirt over here, there's a little bit of brown mixed in with the table. So I'm going to take a little bit of brown, throw it in with my black there. Looks like maybe a little white. You can also take the brush and put it right up to the picture and just figure out exactly what color you need. And basically, I've done a lot of house portraits, and people will say, I can't believe you painted my house dark red. It's red. And I say, yeah, but in the sunlight, it's not. It's totally different. If it's raining out, your house is not white anymore. It's all sorts of colors. So you have to remember that the sunlight is very important. I actually hate painting indoors. I like it outdoors, but I've got 2 kids, and I can't just plunk them down in the middle of a meadow, while I'm painting. So what I do is I paint indoors pretty much for the most part. It's great. It's fine to use photographs. People always say, oh, it's awful to use photographs because it's not the real thing. But, when I don't have any kids that are little anymore, I'll go back outside and work from life. It's just more interesting. You actually sell more paintings. I go to the Martha's Vineyard a lot, and I paint there. Those people have money, too, which is great. So if you're on the street painting, you'll get a proposal like, oh, can I buy that from you when you're done, or something like that, which is great for me because I find pricing paintings extremely difficult. Some lady's walking around with a $1,000 pocketbook, but they want to buy your painting for $200. Or they'll spend $500 on a dinner bill and then offer you $50 for your painting. you know, so it's very hard to price them. I had my work in Madison for a long time at a very exclusive gallery. My paintings were about 10 grand per painting. I sold one, maybe 2 a year, maybe 3 or 4 here and there. So if the painting was 10 grand, I'd get 5 grand. And the guy that owned the gallery would get 5. So it kind of made me mad because it was just like, you know, you just don't need to do that, I don't think. And even if you're a big famous painter, who cares? If it took 2 hours, I always ask my neighbor, she's a lawyer, and I say, what do you make an hour? And she says, $2.25. So I said, all right, if you make $2.25, then that's what I'm making. And it's fine with me. I don't care. I don't need to make $10,000 on a painting. I'll just paint another one. Now here, what I'm doing is I'm mixing a little orange because you can see here on the painting, you know, you look at the easel and it's sort of a few different colors, but it's got a lot of orange in it. Notice I still have the same brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw that easel in right now. And it looks like I got to hold it, see? Terrible. You really need to, sometimes I'll stick it to the wall, but this doesn't bother me, I don't care. So what happens up here, I'm going to take a little brown, a little bit more of my orange, and it looks like the easel goes like this. Up, okay, right down here, and always go with your line all the way down, because it's hard to paint a line when you're like this, you know. So you just paint the whole line like that, okay? And then there's another line that is on the other side, and this one goes down. You can see it. It's a little more orange. So I'm going to put the orange right here. You can see it. Bang, right there, and then bang, right there. And then there's a little thing going off here that looks sort of orange. And then there's something there, orange. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to put it in anyway. And you just copy these colors. Reproductions are great to learn how to paint. Okay, there's something there that I'm seeing. Okay, now over here, I'm seeing that I can see the back of the painting here. It's like framed. So I'll put that in, and then I'll put this in. Okay, and then there's something going on here. I still have my brown out. I can do this, and I don't know what this is she's holding because it's so impressionistic that you just, it looks sort of like that, doesn't it? These wrinkles on her skirt, why not? I'm there now. I may as well put them in. There's one there. There's a few. Looks like her hat goes like this, and then there's a couple lines here. His hair's black, so I'll go back to the black. And don't look at his hair as hair. Look at it as a shape. It goes like this, and then it goes down, down like that. Sometimes a couple too many Starbucks. Forget it. Can't get the thing going. But basically, that's enough. And then he's got his mustache here, something like that. And then his eyebrows. I mean, I got the same brush, and it's huge, you know? It's a big brush. But I'm not going to be bothered with these little bitty things because I wouldn't have a painting done in a half an hour. Under here, I guess I missed a little bit of her skirt, which goes down along like this. And then we got more black. Leave room for that. And there's another little stick of the easel sticking out there. So I'll leave that like that. I think I'm going to go in and start the fountain because it's kind of fun and it's going to give the painting a lot of spunk. It's kind of boring now. So we need some blue. And my colors aren't really perfect yet. But it doesn't matter. It's all right. You know, you get better and better and better and better. And all my friends that I majored with in painting school, they just don't. A lot of them don't even paint because they're like, I don't make any money, so I do something else now. And I'm one of the few that still paints, and I don't care. Now, this is a little off, but you can see it's coming right out of his head here. So you just go up like that, and there's some going down into her. Okay. Maybe some, whoops, there. Goes around here. I can always fix that. See, oil paint's great because see how it, you know, you can manipulate it pretty easily. And it looks like there's a little bit of black that I'm just going to throw back in here. And maybe a little here coming down. And then we've got a little bit more color. Whoops. Now, anytime you get this on your floor or the wall or whatever, just take the turpentine. It comes right off. But you don't want to get it on your clothes. You probably can't get it off. Once it's on your clothes, nope. It's there forever. So most people can know who I am walking around town because I look like a big slob.